G'day everybody, we're back, and today we're going to do an oil change and oil reset on a 2013 Toyota 4Runner. This service will apply to 2009 all the way to present if you've got the 4-liter V6. Having said that, let's get started. This is a fairly simple job, and you'll only require a few hand tools. You're going to need a clip removing tool. We've got several kinds here. Any of these will work. You can also use a flathead screwdriver or a set of side cutters if you need to. We've got some ratchets, just some basic sockets. You'll need a 14, you'll need a 12, possibly a 13 and a 10. We've got our new filter here and all our new O-rings, and this is a drain for the oil filter housing. We're going to be using 020 full synthetic and possibly a filter wrench. Also, you're going to need a catch pan that holds at least 7 liters of oil, because these hold 6.6 quarts, and a couple of funnels. We're going to start by popping the hood. Once you've gone ahead and warmed the engine up, remove the oil filler cap now. It'll just help the oil drain better.
Most of the oil filler caps will say what type of oil they take. Now we need to remove this front undershield because the filter housing is underneath it.
And it is held on by this clip here. These 10s in the front, 10 millimeter.
Some 12s.
And then some 12s. There's 4 of them right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Get on it.
Okay. It's pretty loose.
And put them in your parts bucket. Now the 12s. I think that clip's already broken. Oh, it's not being held on by much. Just pop that sucker out like that. And like I said, you can use a flathead screwdriver as well. And just put him in your parts bucket. Use extension. Okay, and remove the undershield. You ready?
You tilt it down. And
Then it unhooks at the front. There's like, there they are. And you can see the hooks right there.
there's 2 of them.
And there we go.
Normally we remove this access panel right here, but this one appears to be missing. And that is where the oil drain plug is.
Now that we've got all our undershields removed, you can see the oil filter housing right here, and this is the oil filter housing drain plug right here. Next, we're going to be removing the oil pan drain plug, and you can see it right there, and that is a 14 millimeter. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, first start by just breaking it loose. Now you can turn it out by hand usually, and yeah, it's loose. Let's go ahead and slide the drain pan under the vehicle. Slide that under there. The oil is warm. You can wear gloves, but I never do. And there you go. Just be quick.
Now just let that drain.
And inspect the drain plug for any damage. Make sure the gasket's still good. This one's okay, so we can reuse that. There's no magnet on this one, so it won't catch anything.
Once that's drained, wipe off the mating surface and reinstall the drain plug.
And tighten that back up. Just snug, that's all she needs.
Next, we're going to loosen this drain on the filter housing here and drain that. You'll need a 3/8 ratchet and extension.
We've got one right here. And depending on whether it's been to the dealership or not, it'll tell how tight this thing is. Oh, that's not bad. That's
Perfect.
Good news. There you go. Break that off like that. And then it should be loose enough to turn by hand. Get your drain pan under it once again. There we go. Now we're going to need our drain tube. Now we're going to go ahead and install our oil filter housing drain tube. This comes with your new filter when you buy one. Oh, if you get a Fram anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that in. And as you turn it, there comes the oil. Just like that. Now we're just going to let that drain for a minute, and then we'll remove the oil filter housing.
While that's draining, you can clean the surface of your oil filter housing drain plug.
Just so you get a good seal.
Nice and
There
clean.
you go. No grit, no dirt.
Now using your oil filter wrench, remove the oil filter housing.
Okay, now we're going to want to get our catch pan underneath here. Pretty quick. Like that. And you can remove it the rest of the way by hand. Do not over tighten these when you put them on. They can get really seriously stuck on there, and they're only plastic. Toyota has a upgrade part that's made out of metal.
If you can get that,
Yeah, if
probably
you find
do it.
yes, if you find these leaking, they may be cracked. And there we go, just like that. Now you can go ahead and remove the old filter element. I just like to put that down on a little newspaper so you don't get it everywhere. Now go ahead and remove the old O-ring, just like that. There's a little one on the bottom here, but he fell in the oil pan. So now we're going to go ahead and clean that housing real good. Make sure there's no grit in there. Where that O-ring seats really good, just like that. And here, make sure it's nice and clean. And we're going to go ahead, install our new filter element, just like that. Now we're going to put our new O-rings on. And before you take these and put them on, take a little used oil. You can use new oil, it doesn't really matter. We want you to lube those up with some oil. Just like that. Put it on there. Okay. And then evenly, try to get it over the edge, just kind of roll it down to where she seats. Just like that. There. Make sure it's seated all the way around. Now we're going to do this one. Same thing. Put a little oil on it. It should just pop right in there like that. Now you can install your oil filter housing drain plug. And you could just about just do these by hand, but I like to just snug them up just a little like that. That's all she needs. And that's ready to reinstall. Okay, clean off the mating surface, just like that. And reinstall your oil filter housing. And it should go on very easily. If it doesn't, you may be cross-threading, so be careful. Okay, just tighten that up by hand, and then using your oil filter wrench, tighten it up the rest of the way. Just till it bottoms out on the housing, and that's all it needs. Oop. Don't over tighten it. Oh, trying to get my arm in here. There you go. That's all she needs. Wipe it off when you're all done, just from your greasy mitts.
Now we're going to add our fresh oil.
Yeah, these are really handy. These actually screw right in.
Just like that. Start by adding a 5-liter jug and then check it. Let's see. It's just starting to read. It's about there, I'd say.
Okay, so we'll keep topping it up. Okay, now you don't want to overfill this. So add a little bit and check it often. Check that again. I think we got her. Now we're going to run the engine for about 60 seconds. It's topped up. It's right to the top dot. And we're going to take some up in the filter. And then we're going to check it and fill it accordingly. Rev it up to about 2,000.
And we're going to check it again.
You can see we're a little bit low now. So we're going to top it up accordingly, and that's it.
Now we're going to reinstall the shield. We're going to collect our used oil.
Just put in the old container, the empty one. And any garage will take this. Or recycling center.
Looky what I found.
And there's the O-ring that came off the filter housing. We were changing it.
Now we're going to do the oil reset procedure. So the oil reset procedure, you want to hit this button here 2 times, turn everything on, and then we want to set it to trip A. Once you've got it to trip A, you're going to shut it off again. Now, while you're holding down the odometer button, you press the start and stop twice. And keep holding it till it reads those zeros. You saw it was all zeros there.
Well, that's enough for tonight, everyone. We hope you had fun watching. We sure had fun doing this. We want to thank Zach for letting us use the vehicle for filming. And have a good night, everybody.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And turn on notifications.
Yes.
Take good care of each other.